I'll just
intro
go
will start in
ahead
just a
and
minute.
start that. Make sure it's actually on. Yes.
Oh, it's starting. Okay. Okay, and Christian,
Yes, ma'am.
Kyle, check your earphones, check them and see
Okay.
if they're good for you. Can you hear everything? Can
Yes.
you hear me? Okay, go ahead and pull your mic closer.
Take off all these bracelets. They jingle too much.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
So excited to be live from the beautiful Associated Credit Union of Texas studios right here on vinyldraftradio.com. This is Kelly Williams, and you are listening to the Kelly Williams Show, and my first guest expert today is the fabulous Christian Graffignino. I always have to do that. Good morning. She's with Infinite Image Consulting, and we're talking about something today that I absolutely love.
Yes.
It's resale shopping.
Yes.
And the do's and don'ts of resale shopping. So
yes.
You're going to give our listeners some really great tips today on
absolutely
what we need to look for at resale shops and kind of some fun things, because summertime is definitely, I think, a huge resale shopping season.
Of course.
You know. Okay, so I was reading last night, Christian, about resale shops.
Okay.
I read where there are over 25,000 resale shops, and this includes the consignment and the nonprofit.
Gotcha.
But
that's a lot.
It is a lot. It's exciting. I think they're going to continue to pop up, don't you?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
You know, and what's so funny is that I remember back in 2005 specifically that resale shops began to be called vintage.
Yes. I love how they throw that on there.
Exactly, and I thought, you know, that's kind of giving a little twist. And so it became a very hip thing for the teens and the college kids to go vintage shopping.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going, that's resale.
Right.
So, what you know, but I thought it was so funny, but I loved that.
Yes.
Because it made it kind of a more exciting thing, and it really started booming.
It has.
That part of the market for these kids, who, especially in college. You don't have a lot of money to spend.
Right.
And my daughter will go to the little shops where she'll sell some clothes she doesn't wear and then get money and then get other things. And I love that idea.
It's just a little pre-loved, and we can love it again.
Exactly. I'm going to open a shop called Pre-Loved.
I love it.
Exactly. Pre-Loved with Christian and Kelly.
There you go.
And you can love us again. Exactly. Okay, so if somebody wants new clothes and, you know, like most people go through, especially if you have children, if you got kids in college, you don't have a lot of money to spend.
Right.
And I want to go resale shopping. What do I do? What are the first things that we need to look at?
Well, I know in our previous shows, Kelly, we talked about my whole purge, then splurge, and merge.
Yes.
So this would kind of be that splurge part of everything. So what we want to do in that first part where we went ahead and purged things out, we were also making lists of what to have in our closets. So as with anything, as if you would go to H-E-B in the grocery store, you want to have a plan before you go. Because let's face it, it can be very tempting when you walk in and suddenly all of these things are within your budget and you're like, oh my gosh, I love all these pieces. So the first thing I would say is to have a plan, because resale shops can be like a big old melting pot and a little treasure chest.
Yes.
So we just have to be careful whenever we go out there.
Okay. So we're going to make a list.
Yes.
So what do you think, what do we need to have on our list exactly?
Well, it depends on what you have in your closet and your lifestyle. I know in my upcoming book, we're going to talk about how to create your style recipe. And those would be all of the different ingredients.
Sounds delicious.
Yes, right? A little exquisite here. It's going to contain all of those items that is true to you no matter what the season is. So on your list, it would be things to help fill your closet with all those items and ingredients necessary to complete your specific look.
Okay.
So, you know, we can look at those top 10 lists and what's hot for the season, but if it doesn't fit you and your style recipe, it's not gonna work out for you, and you're gonna end up having a piece of clothes in your closet that you're gonna it's gonna hang up there and it's gonna stay in there forever. So we want to make sure it's to our plan and fitting our style recipe for sure.
No, I'm hearing. Okay, awesome. Well, you know, and I wanted to ask you, is okay for us, say I don't usually wear a piece of clothing or do something where, it's a little bit out of my little square of clothing area.
Yes.
Is it okay when I go to these resale shops if it's something fun and affordable? And it's okay to say, I like that. I might try it because it's only $12 or it's only $15.
Sure.
And it's worth kind of getting. I mean, is that okay to do? Just as long as we don't do it, I guess, all the time, because
Absolutely.
if it doesn't end up being something we need for our wardrobe.
So I would say one of the things that, if that does happen, I would say ask yourself a few questions. And those questions might be things like, can I see myself wearing this tomorrow? Would I wear it in the next few weeks?
Okay.
And also then, can I pair this with at least 3 things in my closet?
Oh, that's right. 3 things. Okay.
Pair it with at least 3 things in my closet and then try it on, okay? Make sure that it fits you properly.
Okay.
Just because it goes on you doesn't mean it fits you.
Yeah.
So,
that's interesting.
yes. So think about that. Does the cut of it flatter your body? We can really love something on the rack, and we can love it just as much looking at someone else wearing it.
Yes.
But how does it fit me personally?
Yeah.
Do I feel great in this? Do I feel comfortable? Is it itchy? Is it, you have to think about all those things whenever you're doing that. And comfortably, physically, yes, but also emotionally. Like, am I going to be fidgeting with this? Do I feel comfortable? Do I feel confident in this piece of clothing?
Yeah.
So think about all those things before you do, even if it's just a $12 shirt.
Yeah.
You want to make sure you're not putting junk in your closet.
Yeah, and you're still spending money. That's the way I look at it.
Yes, that's right.
So it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if someone goes to a resale shop, which I love,
yes,
what are we supposed to be looking for when we're browsing a resale shop? Because it is, like you said, it's a little treasure cove.
Yes.
We need to, what do we need to be looking at?
Well, I would say you want to make sure, of course, we're looking at that plan, okay? We're going to do that because it can be tempting to pick up everything, but one thing you want to make sure of is take time to inspect the items carefully.
Ah, very good.
Because it is at a resale shop, you just want to make sure it is a quality item. So you're going to check for things like holes, stains, buttons, make sure the zippers are working, and always look at the hem of it and all of the seams, just to make sure that nothing has pulled and that the item is intact. I would say go for something with a nicer fabric.
Okay.
Something maybe like a silk, a wool, or a cotton would be great to get over there. And of course, you can always look at name brands.
Okay.
If you know that a particular brand fits you well, and then you've checked all the seams and for holes and zippers and all that kind of stuff, and it's a good quality item, then go ahead and pick it up.
Oh, that's a great idea. Okay, so there's the 3 things that we really need to look. So we need to inspect the quality.
Yes.
And make sure everything's working. We need to always look for, or tend to look for, the nicer fabrics.
Yes, definitely.
And then brand names, like you just said, that's a great idea.
Yes.
Because if you go in and already have an idea of what fits you well, and they carry those things, you can always pick up maybe a couple of things from there.
And sometimes you're going to even find it new with the tags on. I love resale shopping, and I know that Ann Taylor Loft in particular size fits me perfectly. So if I'm out and about and I just pick up those pants, I know that's going to be a good deal.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Okay, so there are so many sales and bargains.
Yes.
And, and not even just at the resale shops, but really anywhere. When you live near or in a big city, you have access to sales, which is great. However, a lot of times people will pick up an item and I'll hear them say, I thought this was a great deal, but I went to so-and-so store and I saw it and it was even cheaper, full price.
Yes.
So what do we need to look at to make sure we're getting a good deal?
Well, I would say, especially with places like resale shops and all of these little boutiques, they're all going to have websites, okay? And they'll probably very likely have social media as well.
Oh, okay.
So if you're following them on social media, you can see when that particular store has sales. Most stores will have right about the same pricing for everything, but sometimes we can find coupons, we can search it out a little bit. What I would say too is do your homework and research. Don't settle just because you're in one particular place, unless you needed something like really quickly in that particular weekend. Do a little shopping, do a little research, and depending on where you're going, there's also wonderful websites you can find coupons online. So things like that would be a good deal. But then following social media, I know I follow several places, and they will just post whenever they're having upcoming sales.
Oh, that's great.
Then you say, oh, you know what, I've got my plan. I know
Yeah.
what I'm looking for. I can go in there and shop and get something for, 20% off.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And I found at a couple of resale shops that you can even call and they can tell you when they're going to put out their new items.
Yes,
That they've recently got it.
Absolutely.
Yes. And so that's always a fun time to go because you can kind of get a heads up on the newer items they're putting out.
Yes, be the first to be able to pick out that.
That's
one.
right.
You
That's
get
right. I
first
like
dibs,
that. That's
first
right.
dibs on the treasure chest.
That's right. You can't beat that.
That's right.
Okay, so on one of your last shows, we talked about a rating system.
Yes.
For getting rid of clothes and then cleaning out our closets, and that was a really big deal to me.
Yes.
Is it okay to use the rating system that you gave us? And I want you to kind of go over what the rating system was again.
Sure.
When we're shopping, how do we implement the rating system when we're shopping?
Okay, the rating system goes like this. It's a rating scale from 1 to 10, with 1 being like, I absolutely despise this piece. It looks terrible. I don't want it at all.
Okay.
And a 10 is like, I feel fabulous in this.
Okay.
It's something that sparks, joy in you, and you just feel so confident in it. On my rating scale, we do this in our closets as well whenever we're editing. We also want to do that when we're shopping. So when you're shopping, if it doesn't reach a 7 or higher, it does not come home with you.
Yeah.
You need to feel great in that piece, and you need to know that it will go with at least 3 other pieces in your closet.
Oh, that's right. At least
Absolutely.
3.
Yeah, or else it's going to just collect dust and take up some valuable space and cost you money.
Exactly,
Yes.
which is the big issue.
That definitely is.
Okay, so you kind of just now covered one of my next questions is that, what are we supposed to be asking ourselves before we just make the decision to buy something?
Sure.
Because I think it's important for when we're trying it on, you just went over a couple of things, but go over before we actually pay for it.
Okay.
You can, sometimes it's fun to think about something, go window shopping, try on things,
Yes.
and think about what you really want when you head back to the store.
Correct.
Make a list or take a photo of it. Whatever we decide to do, whether we're a spontaneous buyer and need it, or we're going to take photos, take them home, kind of look at some things, what things do we need to know before we buy?
Okay, some of these questions that we can ask ourselves will be great for resale shopping, but they're also going to be good just for general shopping.
Okay, great.
One question, a few questions. Okay, do I want to wear this tomorrow? Can I wear this tomorrow?
Oh, okay.
Or within the next couple of weeks. We talked about that earlier. Would I buy this item at regular price?
Okay.
Think
oh,
about
that's a
that.
good question.
Yes. Do I love this item on me?
Okay, yes.
Okay.
Not for my sister, but on me.
How does it look on me? And that would go with, is it the right cut and color for me? You want to make sure that's good. Do I feel comfortably, like we talked earlier, both physically and emotionally? If you're fidgeting with it or if you just feel self-conscious in it, it's not going to be good for you. Do I have something similar to this already?
Oh my gosh, good question.
We are drawn to the things that we love.
Yes, exactly.
Okay? So that's a real thing. Do I see myself wearing this in the next week or two? We kind of talked about that earlier.
Okay.
And does this fit my lifestyle?
Ah.
Am I buying this ball gown? Well,
Yeah.
how often do I need a ball gown? Just kidding.
Or can I borrow from a friend?
Exactly.
Call Kelly, she's got plenty.
Exactly. I would say too, whenever you're there, be open to trying on multiple sizes when you are shopping pretty much anywhere, but with a lot of different brands, they can run so differently in the sizing. And nowadays, there's no hard and fast rule to what a size 10 actually is.
Exactly.
That's a real thing. One thing you want to think about too is that there's so many different laundering methods. Whenever you go into a resale shop, are we sure that that size 12 on the rack hasn't been laundered and is actually now a little smaller?
No, that is a good point.
Something to think about is that just try on all the sizes. If you like something, within a range, of course, you want to make sure that it fits you and you love it, and who cares what size is on that tag.
Exactly. If and it's so funny because it has gotten where I used to shop only really from kind of my size range.
Yes.
I don't even care what the size is anymore.
Right.
If I like it, I'm going to
sister.
try it on because sometimes it fits better than what it's kind of supposed to fit like.
Absolutely.
On me as a size 6 or whatever
Yes.
size I am that day. So that's a really good idea, because I think women get too caught up in what size is on the label, and
Yes.
especially in resale.
Yes.
Most of those things have probably been dry cleaned or
Yes.
washed or something,
Yes.
and you can almost guarantee that it's not a true size.
Exactly.
8, 10, 12, whatever.
Yes. And if it is a vintage,
yes.
those sizes used to run so much differently than
Yes.
nowadays. So if you like something, try it on.
Yeah.
You can always just put it back on the rack if it's not for you.
Yeah.
And know that there will be something else out there. You don't have to settle.
Exactly. And don't get upset if that 2 doesn't fit you. Have I gained a bunch of weight? No,
Move
probably
on,
not.
Move on.
Just grab the 8. It's okay.
Absolutely okay. You're beautiful just the way you are.
That's right. Nobody's judging you. It's all right. And you can just cut the tag out when you get home.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Yes. You want to make sure it fits you, and
Yeah.
no buying smaller sizes just because you're trying to lose weight.
Exactly.
It has to absolutely fit you, or you don't buy it, period.
Yeah. And you know, that is, we could have a whole show on buying clothes because you're going to lose weight.
Yes.
I mean, it's awful, and people end up having 2 or 3 years
Use
later
it as a treat.
brand new clothes
Yes.
in your closet that you never wore and you will never fit in. And it's
Right.
and then that's the disheartening part.
Sure.
Not losing the 10 pounds or whatever you are planning on losing. It's seeing that you never fit into clothes you bought years
right.
ago.
And how sad is that?
It's
we want
awful.
to be happy when we
No,
walk into our closet.
That's right. Your closet should be your happy spot. We talked about this. Okay, we're going to a commercial break. We'll see you right back here with more from Christian Graphic Nino.
Yes.
Good morning. You look so pretty.
Oh, I've got like a million things going on. I go
You look
straight from here
gorgeous.
to College Station, so.
Man, on the run. Nice.
Thank you. It was my sister today.
Oh, nice.
Got cancer.
I think we can talk about this
The other
forever.
day, and I was like, oh my
I love
God.
this topic. It's just so good. So good. I was so excited for today.
Good.
Yeah,
all
I
my
love it.
sister,
Awesome.
Love
married,
kids.
out of the country, I'm like, jeez.
She sent me those pictures.
I love the pictures you've been posting and videos. She looks like she's having a ton of fun.
We can still talk about
No more-
off-season stuff
No,
and
maybe
do's
I'll take
and don'ts
pictures
if you want to.
and
Oh, yeah.
shirts.
Yeah.
She sent me
I think
those.
it's awesome. That's next.
No more fraudulent charges, right?
No.
Yeah, I actually have it listed, do's and don'ts.
Okay, perfect.
And then what did you just tell me?
Off-season, like buying
Off-season.
something off-season if
That's
it's
right.
on sale.
You know what? I have that listed, so we'll talk about that next. Hey, are you coming in to do a live commercial?
I don't know.
Yes, come on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
I think you just got voluntold.
Voluntold. You just make up a word? You just got voluntold. That's awesome.
Okay, hurry and get your thing on. I'll turn your mic up.
Ready, set, go.
Stop being so bossy.
On the time limit here. Can you hear me?
What?
Can you hear me? Okay, Christian, pull your mic a little bit and we'll fix your sign, but I want you to pull it a little closer to me.
There you go.
Hey, stop it.
Wow.
Thank you.
Hey,
Yes,
you do this, you do that.
I said
you
thank
just
you.
sit down here. Eat like that. Take a drink.
So you're almost out.
Yes.
You're holding your
Yeah.
mouth wrong. Hit me all
Pull it
that.
closer. Look like this.
I'm all like this.
Smile.
I'm confused now.
Nice.
Like you did before.
Oh, smile, smile,
I
smile.
had a hair when I came in this morning.
Yeah, she's really excited about it.
Exactly.
Good job.
Why do you? What's?
I don't think it.
Oh, it's
Mimosas.
Wow.
It's mimosa day and coffee.
Oh,
Oh,
nice, yeah. that'd be
Remember?
perfect.
I remember some mimosa day. I never seen you drink
Oh yeah, do it all morning.
one counteracts
Double
the other.
duty, double duty.
One counteracts
This
the
one
other.
makes me be able to focus, this one makes me have fun. Where were we? Oh, coffee. Yeah, okay.
It's working.
Exactly. Mimosa Wednesdays are fun.
Mimosa any days.
Exactly. That's what I know Jennifer agrees with that.
Amen, sister.
You look so
In
cute.
the Church of Kelly.
Yeah.
Amen. Moses. Hallelujah. Jesus turned water into wine. That's my kind of guy.
That's right.
Mimosas, y'all are churching up in here.
What's up?
Oh my God.
Okay. Okay, in 30 seconds, we're going to do our live Christian commercial.
Laying on with hands.
That sounds funny.
Yeah, I know. Okay, thank you. All right, Bertrand.
Yes.
Hey, welcome
Hey.
to the studio table.
Thank you.
Okay, so do you like to resell shop?
Or is this a trick question?
It isn't, no, it's not a trick question. It is, even though I do like to ask you trick questions. No, I mean, do you ever resell shop with Patty?
No.
Go to no?
No.
Well, I think you need to start, resell shopping. Because you can find so many bargains out there. And there are resale shops that sell men's clothing that I think you would be pretty excited about.
I wouldn't go resale shopping just by my own.
No.
Unless I'm taking Christian with me.
Exactly, and that was my point that I was about to make. If you want to resell shop and it makes you feel overwhelmed, which a lot of times it does people, you know, you can make it very easy on yourself and look great, because you can call Christian at Infinite Image Consulting and you can be confident in knowing that you're going to look your best and save money, which is a huge deal for people.
There is,
you know?
yeah, there's no doubt about that. I mean, saving money and looking your best. That's the
That's
thing
right.
about hiring somebody like Christian is
Yes.
that you want to leave that experience knowing for sure that you look awesome.
That's right.
And with her, there's no doubt.
No, there's no questions, because you can just ask her right there. She's with you.
Right.
She has the expertise to tell you what looks good, what doesn't, where to spend our money and where not to spend your money.
Exactly.
And that's a huge blessing. So you can call Christian today, and she also has packages that make great gifts for any time of the year. 713-822-8883, or you can go online at infiniteimageconsulting.com. Call Christian now.
Love it.
Run to the phone now.
See how bossy you've done on that?
That's right. Okay, thank you, Bertrand.
All right, I can go now.
Yes, you can go now.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. You were awesome. Okay, we are back. Welcome back to the studio table on vinyldraftradio.com. This is the Kelly Williams Show, and we are live with Christian Graffigno
Hello.
with Infinite Image Consulting. We are talking about one of my favorite subjects today, resale shopping,
Yes.
do's and don'ts. And so far, we have already learned so much. This has been awesome.
Good.
And we're about to talk some more about it. And I got another question for you.
Okay.
What do you think, or you suggest, what are the top accessories we should be looking for to resell shop? Because, you know, anytime you go into a resale shop, there's always that great bag area, the
Sure.
jewelry, fun stuff.
Sure.
What do you think we need to be looking for at a resale shop?
Well, similar to what we talked about earlier, you want to definitely look at brands.
Okay.
You're going to know the high-end brands versus not. And then you also want to just look at the quality of that piece. You know,
Okay.
has it been worn? How worn is it? How much are you willing to pay?
Yeah.
And if you need to do a quick little Google search to see how much normally this retail would be
Yeah.
for this particular item, I mean, we have all smartphones now, so you can just quickly go on, look it up, and see if you're actually getting a good deal.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Definitely check the wear on the item, make sure the zippers are working, check all of the seams, you know, especially for handbags.
Yes.
And for shoes, you can do that as well. You'll see if there's a scuff mark. Is that something, you know, you can wipe off, or is it really something scuffed up?
Yeah.
And as far as jewelry goes and your accessories, again, you'll see some name brands and some quality pieces. You can always look on the tag to see if it's, you know, a pure metal, if it's a silver, 925 silver, or 14 karat gold, or you know, whatever that happens to be, or if it's just a fun piece and it, you know that it's going to go with your outfit. You're like, oh, you see something and you just fall in love with it. And you're
Yes.
like, oh my gosh, I would love to wear it with this shirt. Oh, it would be so cute with that. So all of those things, making sure the wear, that you look at the items to make sure it's not too worn before you pay for it.
Okay. Yeah, and like sometimes people forget to check the inside zippers of
Yes,
handbags, which is really
definitely
important.
check, yes, all of the zippers,
Yeah.
inside and out.
Yeah. And you know what's so funny is that we were just talking about what questions we should ask ourselves before we
Yes.
make a
Yeah.
purchase.
Yes.
Well, it used to be, does this make my butt look big? Now it's, hey, does this make my butt look big?
Right?
It's exciting if it does.
It's gonna shift.
I'm getting that. It makes my butt look so much better. Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of funny. Well, okay, so really any accessories, shoes,
Yeah.
jewelry, or handbags,
Yeah.
which a lot of times, a lot of really good resale shops carry
Yes.
all that stuff. So it's okay as long as we're going to check everything, check it
Yes.
over and take that time
Right.
while you're there.
And make
'Cause
sure you're getting a good price for it.
Yes,
too.
yes.
They can, slap, if you've got a coach person there, they can put it a little bit higher because
Yeah.
the retail value of that was first off.